In a world where love stories are often glorified in the media, some relationships defy expectations, even when they seem to have it all. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber's whirlwind romance, which turned into a high-profile marriage, was a true testament to love under the scrutiny of the public eye. The couple was seen as the epitome of couple goals. With their glamorous wedding and fairy tale moments splashed across social media, it seemed as if their relationship was invincible. Yet, as the world looked on with admiration, something deeper was brewing under the surface that no one could see. Today, the shocking confirmation from Justin Bieber himself marks the end of their marriage, and with it comes a flood of questions about what led to this heartbreaking revelation. Why did they break up? What was the truth behind the curtains? And what does this mean for their futures now? It was a bombshell announcement that took everyone by surprise. For those who had followed their relationship from the beginning, this news shattered a narrative of unwavering love that had been built in the public's eye. Justin and Hailey's divorce wasn't something fans had anticipated. The couple, often seen smiling at red carpet events or sharing intimate moments on social media, were a symbol of youthful love, beauty, and success. They seemed untouchable, an example of how two famous people could make it work in a world where relationships are often fleeting. But, despite their public images, behind closed doors, their relationship had become increasingly difficult to navigate. This confirmation wasn't just another celebrity split, it was an emotional turning point for both of them. Justin Bieber, the pop superstar who had once been seen as the boy who had everything, and Hailey Baldwin, a model and social media icon who had been by his side, had come to the heartbreaking realization that they couldn't continue living a life of joint harmony, despite their love for each other. The decision to divorce wasn't made overnight, it was the result of years of emotional and personal struggles that neither could ignore any longer. Justin, in particular, had been open about his past issues with mental health, his personal demons, and his efforts to reconcile his fame with his identity. While Hailey had always stood by him, the weight of their relationship in such a public and demanding environment eventually became too much to carry. In his statement confirming their divorce, Justin expressed his gratitude for the time they had spent together and the lessons they had learned along the way. But despite the love they had for each other, they were no longer able to find the peace and growth they both needed in the relationship. He described it as a painful decision, one that weighed heavily on both of them, but ultimately, they realized it was the only way forward. The couple's time together had been marked by many beautiful moments, shared adventures, public displays of affection, and a joint mission to make the world a better place. But those moments were no longer enough to sustain the relationship that had become strained over time. Hailey Baldwin, in her own way, had also opened up about the difficulties that came with their marriage. Living in the public eye, being married to one of the most famous pop stars in the world, and constantly being under the microscope of the media put enormous pressure on both of them. Hailey had often spoken about the emotional toll of being in such a high-profile relationship. It wasn't just the paparazzi following their every move, but the expectations that came with being seen as a perfect couple. The challenges she faced were not just external. Internally, she struggled to find her own sense of identity while constantly living in the shadow of her husband's fame. It became increasingly difficult to maintain her sense of self while also trying to keep up with the whirlwind of public life. As Hailey openly admitted, there were times when she felt completely isolated. Despite being married to someone who loved her, the loneliness she felt from living under constant scrutiny took its toll. It wasn't just about being the wife of a celebrity, it was about trying to juggle her career, her personal ambitions, and her emotional well-being while dealing with the overwhelming pressure from the media and fans. Her journey, like Justin's, had been filled with growth and reflection. She acknowledged the importance of self-care and personal development, which in the end played a significant role in their separation. As much as they loved each other, both Justin and Hailey knew that they needed space to heal and move forward as individuals before they could even think about being in a relationship again. Behind the glossy magazine covers, the Instagram posts, and the concerts, the reality of their marriage had become far more complex. The pressures they faced were more than just the typical challenges that any couple goes through, they were magnified by their celebrity status and the way their every move was dissected and analyzed by the media. The constant presence of paparazzi, the unsolicited opinions of millions of fans, and the never-ending cycle of public judgment left little room for personal peace or reflection. For Justin, the road to mental health and stability had been rocky. Despite being open about his battles with anxiety, depression, and his quest to find inner peace, Justin's struggles didn't end when he married Hailey. If anything, the pressures of their high-profile relationship only compounded his internal battles. Hailey, too, had her own personal journey to navigate. It became clear that both of them needed to step away from the relationship to focus on their individual well-being. For Justin, the time had come to prioritize his own mental health, to take care of his emotional needs, and to work on becoming the best version of himself. Hailey, too, recognized that she couldn't continue to pour into the relationship if she wasn't fully nourished herself. While their love had been undeniable, it wasn't enough to keep them together in the face of mounting challenges. They needed to heal separately before they could ever think about coming together again in any capacity. The confirmation of their divorce rocked the world, with fans expressing disbelief and heartbreak. For many, Justin and Hailey were the embodiment of a perfect couple, defying the odds and proving that even in the world of fame, love could survive. Their relationship had become a symbol of hope for many who believed in true love despite the odds. But the reality of their separation reveals a painful truth: sometimes love is just not enough to make a relationship work. The decision to divorce was not one that came lightly for either of them, but in the end, it was necessary for their mental health, growth, and future happiness. For the public, this news may feel like the end of an era, a fairy tale shattered in front of their eyes. The story of Justin and Hailey's marriage was supposed to be the exception, the one that stood strong in the face of all the pressures that come with celebrity life. Yet, their divorce serves as a reminder that even the most seemingly perfect relationships are filled with challenges that may not always be visible to the outside world. Their decision to separate doesn't diminish their love for each other, but rather, it highlights the importance of self-care and personal growth, two elements that are essential in any healthy relationship. As both Justin and Hailey move forward separately, their lives will continue to evolve. They will continue to grow as individuals, pursuing their own passions and taking care of their emotional health. The divorce marks the end of one chapter, but it also marks the beginning of new journeys for both of them. They have expressed mutual respect for each other, and they have made it clear that their love for each other doesn't disappear with their divorce. It's simply the end of a chapter in their lives as they continue to prioritize their well-being and individual growth. For fans, this confirmation of their divorce leaves lingering questions. How do you navigate a relationship under such intense public pressure? Can love ever truly survive in the midst of fame and constant scrutiny, or are there times when even the most intense love can't withstand the weight of external forces? What can we learn from Justin and Hailey's story about the importance of personal growth and self-awareness in relationships? As you reflect on this heart-wrenching revelation, let us know your thoughts. Can love truly conquer all, or are there limits even for the most famous of couples? Do you think that sometimes it's better for both people in a relationship to separate for their own growth, or should love be enough to overcome the challenges of fame?